Welcome back, everybody. We're just about ready to start in a few more minutes the second game of our doubleheader in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference's Women's Soccer Championship. We have Western Washington against Montana State Billings. The Vikings against the Yellowjackets. And this contest that we have ahead for us, it's a bit of a study in contrast in a way. We have, of course, on one hand, Western Washington showing up with an almost unblemished 11-0-1 record, picked at the beginning of the season to be here today as the number one team in the regular season for the GNAC. And on the other hand, we have the 6-5-1 Montana State University Billings Yellowjackets, who needed the last day of the season to clinch the fourth and final spot in this championship tournament. On the other hand, Montana State University Billings has a bit of experience in this tournament. They're not entirely new to this. They were here about 3 years ago. They made the finals. They lost to Western Washington in the finals, but they have a bit of experience being the underdog, being the team that makes those long odds. And I'm not just talking about 3 years ago, but this year as well. They're kind of Destiny's darlings in a way. They needed a win and a loss or a tie by Simon Fraser in order to qualify. And well, what do you know? That's exactly what they got. They defeated Central Washington University 1-0, and Western Oregon beat Simon Fraser 2-1, and here they are. We're going to go rather quickly to the starting lineups for the Western Washington Vikings and the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets. First off, the Yellowjackets. Number 0, Chloe Hops, the goalkeeper. Number 2, Bailey Griglio. Number 3, Jessica Spang. Number 6, first teamer, all GNAC, Caitlin Locke. Number 8, Elizabeth Howard. Number 9, Alicia Wright. Number 10, Dana Lubinecki. Number 12, Carrie Kastelik. Number 18, Kiana Ogden. Number 22, Tegan Koster. And number 23, Sarah Coughlin. The Yellowjackets are coached by Wojciech Krakowiak, and the assistant coach is Steven Cavallo. Western Washington will jump onto the pitch with Ashley Hayden, the goalkeeper, number 0. Number 5, Catherine Miles. Number 6, Erin Russell. Number 8, Sierra Sugarts. Number 9, Gabriela Pelogi. Number 12, Caitlin Jobanek. Number 13, Delaney Nils. Number 16, Emily Webster. Number 17, Savannah Morehouse. Number 21, Malia Mack. And number 22, Stephanie Hamilton. The Western Washington Vikings are coached by Travis Connell. Assistant coaches, Jamie Arthurs, of course, a former WWU player herself, Claire Morgan, and volunteer assistant coach Joanna Hopling. We're just a few seconds away from the start of this contest. If you're just joining us, this is the second of 2 games today. The first one earlier on today pitted Seattle Pacific against Concordia University, with Seattle Pacific winning the contest in double overtime, 1-0. The winner of this contest, of course, plays Seattle Pacific Saturday at 1 p.m. right here at Terry Fox Field at the Simon Fraser University campus in Burnaby, British Columbia. We're getting ready to start. We see fans from both sides. We see flags with the B on it, the Yellowjacket flag, and we see some Viking flags also. So we had Fans from both sides making the trip. Of course, the folks from Bellingham, a far shorter trip than the folks from Billings, Montana. But here they are, ready to cheer on their team as the fog has decided to make an appearance, making things rather interesting, I bet. We'll see whether we need to paint the ball a different color so we can be able to tell where it is during the game. Actually, it's pretty colorful right now as it is. The referee waits as the assistant referees check the nets. And I just want to make mention really quick of one player, Catherine Miles. She's a senior from Anacortes, Washington. She plays for Western Washington University. And this is the career that she's had, just at a glance, so to speak. As a freshman, she was the champion of the GNAC tournament. As a freshman, she was also the runner-up in the West Regional bracket of the NCAA Division II. As a sophomore, she was a finalist in the GNAC tournament. They lost to Seattle Pacific on penalty kicks. And then the team went all the way to the NCAA National Semifinals, losing to West Florida. That very same year, the final of the GNAC went to overtime with 10 seconds to go, with SPU leading 1-0 with a goal by Catherine Miles. Then, as a junior, she was a GNAC finalist again and a West Region semifinalist again. And here she is, once again, in a big game for Western Washington University. We're just about ready now. The Yellowjackets, decked in yellow jerseys, black trunks with black socks, will play from right to left on your screen. The Western Washington Vikings, decked in baby blue and white from neck to toe, will do their thing from left to right. The fog keeps rolling in, but hopefully it won't be like the old song, "It had me low and it had me down." Hopefully we'll see some action today as we hear the whistle that tells us that we're in business here at Terry Fox Field in Burnaby, British Columbia. Shot across and quickly first stop by Chloe Hobbs, the goalkeeper for the Yellowjackets. This is going to be quite interesting to call if the fog keeps dropping in. A quick start to this contest right away. Across midfield go the Vikings. Morehouse, recovered by the Yellowjackets. A quick move along the left stripe, opening the game up for Pelogi. Pelogi, the turn, the shot! A good effort. And a good stop by Ashley Hayden. 43 minutes, 51 seconds left in the first half. And we're going to have a throw-in for Western Washington. A long kick to the heart of the box, and a quick bounce and a stop by Chloe Hobbs, the goalkeeper. moving the ball upfield. And a stop once again by Hobbs. Long kick up the field that time. Battling it out at midfield. Western Washington trying to retain possession early on. Mack along the right stripe. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Montana State Billings ball, and it is. Jobanek, recovered by Custer. Western Washington on the move. Mack. The Yellowjackets trying to take away the ball from Montana State Billings, but so far the Vikings successful in setting the tempo. Long kick up field that time. And the stop by Chloe Hobbs. (41 minutes 9 seconds) left in the first half. The long kick up field recovered quickly by Western Washington. Mack. The stop, the turn, the touch for Morehouse. That one is Sugarts. Opening the game up back to Sugarts again. Switching flanks. Nellis. Sugarts. Western Washington penetrating into Yellowjackets territory. Playing to feet, keeping the ball down. Clear that time by Ogden, looked like. Taken away by Western Washington into the box and quickly out. Still retaining possession, trying to get a shot across. Flag is up, foul is called. And it should be Montana State Billings ball, the Yellowjacket ball. Free kick for Montana State Billings. 30, I would say, no. Yes, 34 minutes, 39 minutes, I beg your pardon. 41 seconds left in this, the first half of play, as we see a quick run along the stripe for Morehouse. The shot across, out of the box. Who's going to try to tap it in? And bounced off a defender. Looked like Jobanek taking that shot. Ball will go to the corner kick for Western Washington. There's a kick out of the box, bounced off the goalkeeper. We're going to try again another corner kick, second of the game, both of them favoring the Vikings. There's a kick, and it bounced off the side of the net. Almost fooled the eyes of some of the people down there who waved their arms in celebration. And we're going to have a goal kick instead with 38:29 left in this, the first half of play. Montana State University Billings, Western Washington University Vikings. They're tied at 0-0. Long kick upfield now. Cleared away by Morehouse. The Yellowjackets trying to keep things on the Western Washington half of the field. They try a shot into the heart of the box. Cleared away that time by Nilles. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for Montana State Billings. Coughlin. All the way to the back now. Bad delivery that time. Quick touch upfield for Western Washington. Pilogi. Recovered by the Yellowjackets. This one's got some room. A good idea that time. A through ball looking for Loke. Response by Western Washington. The goalkeeper comes off for line, acting as their own sweeper almost, and we'll restart the action here in a couple of seconds. 36 minutes, 47 seconds left in the first half, with Western Washington and Montana State Billings all tied up, 0-0. Nilles. Sugarts. Back to Nilles. Back to Sugarts. Over to chase it is Spang for the Yellowjackets. Webster. Upfield, off to the chases, and first on it is Chloe Hops, the goalkeeper for Montana State Billings. Chloe Hops, another outstanding goalie. We've had some really good ones today. She started the season allowing 0.73 goals per game in the first 5 games. Free kick called by the referee. And it's Chloe Hobbs herself, the product of Kent, Washington, taking care of this one. Stopped on midfield. Trying again, the Yellowjackets. Pushing it along the stripe on the left side. Alicia Wright. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be thrown for Western Washington. Mack, Nilles, and Sugarts. Marked by Spang. Across midfield it goes. Farther up that time, Hamilton. Push from behind, whistle on the play. Yes, a very good call by the referee. Referee gives the Yellow Jacket player a bit of a lecture there. And it's a free kick for Western Washington with 34-34 left in the first half. Long kick upfield, and Ms. Hops just watches it sail by. Earlier in this broadcast, I mentioned that one player in the Concordia team and one has a sister in the Montana State Billings team. I mentioned the wrong player. It's not Casey Ames. It's actually Delgadillo. I'll tell you more about this because here come the Yellowjackets, and before anything could happen, number 13 for Western Washington, Nilles, sends it out of danger. A quick touch. Trying to get out of the center circle. Bit of a choppy bit for the action so far. And ball along the stripe. Cleared away by the Western Washington defense. At the center circle is Morehouse. Opening the game up to the right for Mack. Mack. Farther up the stripe. Good move that time. Leaves one behind, enters the box. Trying again is Mack. This time through the air, the header goes wide, and it should be a corner kick for Western Washington. The two players finishing that idea, the two players who are siblings, as Delgadillo for Concordia, and Lily Delgadillo, one of the backup goalkeepers for Montana State Billings. There's the corner kick. Oh, and a quick shot that time that goes wide. Should be another corner kick, though. The goalkeeper got there first. And now we have Western Washington knocking on the door here as we approached the 13th minute of play in the first half. There's the kick, punched away, the header. Go, 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 go! Caitlin Jobanek for the WWU Vikings. Western Washington takes the lead. 31 minutes, 59 seconds left in the first half of play. And a bad clearing by the back line allows Jobanek to sink it in with a header from about maybe 6 yards out at the very most. So Western Washington 1, Montana State Billings nothing. We're back in action now. And we'll see how Montana State Billings responds to this early score. There's still plenty of time left. Jobanek. Cleared away by the back line of Western Washington. Excuse me. Waiting for it at midfield was Ogden. Howard. Further to the right that time. Coughlin. Ball goes out of bounds. Coughlin will take care of this throw-in. Western Washington. Leading Montana State Billings 1-0. Good opportunity brewing perhaps here. Lebenecki. Recovered by Western Washington. Morehouse. The fog seems to have lifted. It's still hovering, but it's not so close to the playing surface. Nillis. Sugarts. That one is Mack. Good touch that time, right up the middle. A good idea for Morehouse. Now the shot into the box and cleared away in a bit of a hurry that time by the back line of Montana State Billings. Nillis and Sugarts. Sugarts and Nillis. Exchanges there. Sierra Sugarts, a sophomore from Federal Way. And Miss Nillis, a senior from Poulsbo, Washington. Nillis, straight up the stripe into Yellow Jacket territory. The bounce favors the Yellow Jackets, and she's being fouled. The Yellow Jacket player was. Referees agrees with us. Number 9, Alicia Wright, was being grabbed by Nillis. She was tugging at the jersey. And it's going to be a free kick for Montana State Billings. Howard. And the hands of Ashley Hayden, the goalkeeper for WWU. Over chase it is Sugars. Pelogi actually. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for Western Washington. Mack. Pelogi. Back to Mack. Cleared away partially by the Yellowjackets. Pelogi. Trying to get a shot across. Battling it out inside the box. It should be Western Washington ball. It should be Western Washington ball, and it is. The marker that time was Caitlin Loke. She didn't quite agree with that call, but she's now taking her spot defending. 27 minutes, 27 seconds left in the first half. There's the kick, far post. Once again, struggling to clear it. The Yellowjackets are. That's how the first goal, actually the only goal so far for Western Washington came about. The clearing goes into a throw-in on the other flank of the field. Western Washington ball. Trying to make the turn. Nellis. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for Montana State Billings. Montana State Billings and Western Washington, two participants in the inaugural 4-team championship 3 years ago. The other two back then were Seattle Pacific, I believe, and Western Oregon. Battle of wills at midfield. Morehouse pushing it upfield for Miles. Rejected by the Yellowjackets. Lubinecki marked by Hamilton. Lubinecki, ball goes out of bounds. It should be throw-in for the Yellowjackets. .25 minutes, 43 seconds left in the first half. The Yellowjackets of Montana State Billings trailing the Vikings of Western Washington University 1-0. Throw in for Western Washington. Mack. Sugars. Nellis. Sugars. Sent upfield, rejected by Bailey Griglio, the freshman from Covington, Washington. There's a throw-in. Cleared away partially by the Yellowjackets. There it is, a long kick up the field. That's more like it. Stopped up midfield by Mack. Quick give and go. Webster. Marked by 2 at the moment. Sugars. Way upfield. Pivoting header by the Yellowjackets. Trying to make something happen was Spang, it looked like. Whistle on the play, foul called. It should be Yellowjacket ball. 24 minutes, 9 seconds left in the first half of play. Western Washington 1, Montana State Billings nothing. We mentioned early on how Montana State Billings are not stranger to upsets, having upset Seattle Pacific back in the first of these championships. We'll tell you more about this because here comes Western Washington, and now the stop by Chloe Hobbs. In the first of these tournaments 3 years ago, Montana State Billings was ranked number 3. And Seattle Pacific was ranked number 2. And Montana State Billings won that game, advancing to the finals. Of course, it goes both ways. In 2014, SPU, Seattle Pacific, was the number 3 seed. Montana State Billings was the number 2 seed, and SPU advanced to the finals. So they've been at both ends of it, these Yellowjackets. Hamilton. Mack. Towards the center alley. The quick touch by Morehouse. There's Morehouse. Pushing it upfield for the Yellowjackets. There's Spang. Taking him back by the Vikings. Jobanik. Nellis. Sugarts. And Hayden. The product of Brush Prairie, Washington. Nellis and Sugarts once again. No substitutions yet. Few players warming up on one of the benches. All of the players sitting down on the other bench. Here come the Yellowjackets. Ogden. Howard. Have to back up a little bit. Kostelic. Looking that time for Spang. First on it was Western Washington. Webster. Along the stripe. Good move. 2 waiting in the box. Trying to get a shot across. Has to back up a little bit. They couldn't get a good angle. The chipper into the box. Ball rests in the hands of Chloe Hops, the goalkeeper for Montana State Billings. 21 minutes, 7 seconds left in the first half. And Western Washington ahead of Montana State Billings 1-0. Mack. Taken back by a well-populated midfield. Waiting for it for the Yellowjackets was Wright. Koster. Lubinecki. Koster. Good triangulation. Spang. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Yellowjacket ball, but we're going to have a substitution first, it looks like. Yeah, the Yellowjackets are going to send a sub in. We'll tell you in a second who it is. Number 14, Brittany Greenback, is replacing Bailey Griglio. Throw in for the Yellowjackets. Quick touch by Lubinecki, enters the box. And before that forward can approach it, Miss Hayden scoops it up and puts a stop to the danger. Nellis. Sugarts. Across midfield it goes. Cleared away with more urgency than finesse by the Yellowjackets. 19 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first half. Remember, folks, this is the second of 2 games today. The winner of this contest plays Seattle Pacific on Saturday at 1 p.m. here at Terry Fox Field in Burnaby, British Columbia. Running down the middle, Greenback, opening the game up a little bit. Right, recovered by Western. Trying again is Loke. Taken once again back by Western. Pelogi Big too long that time. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be goal kick for Montana State Billings. Apparently, the fog is here to stay. As long as it stays above the playing surface, we should be okay. At any rate, it's been a great experience. Oh, I'll tell you more about this in a second, because here comes Western Washington on a good through ball that time. A bit too long, though. First on it was Chloe Hobbs. It's been quite an experience, this day of soccer here in British Columbia. This is the first year that this tournament is held in a place other than Starfire Complex in Tukwila, Washington. And the tournament will be back here in Burnaby next year as well. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a Yellow Jacket ball with 17 minutes, 25 seconds left in the first half. Jobanik. There's Jobanik again, heading it upfield. And a little help with her friends, from her friends, I should say. Trying to scoop it back up. Mack. The give and go back to Mack from Webster. Webster back to Mack. Looking for the top of the box. Recovered by Montana State Billings, which is having a really tough time getting out of its own half of the field. Lubinecki. Whistle on the play, foul called. And the captain of the Yellow Jackets, Dana Lubinecki of Lakewood, Colorado, will let a teammate take care of this free kick. Quickly recovered by Western. Morehouse. Mack battling that time with Wright. Morehouse, good move. And taken back by the back line of Western Washington, Sugarts. And then Hayden and Nillis. Opening the game up to the left side. Back to Sugarts. And back to Nillis. Nillis. Morehouse. Webster. Straight upfield. Taken back by the Yellow Jackets. Lubinecki. Before a teammate can catch up to it, Nillis and Sugars take care of it, and now Hayden. Lubinecki can control. Span gives it a shot, taken back by the Vikings. That pass doesn't work. Lubinecki trying again. Very effective maneuvers by the Western Washington defense. They don't let more than maybe 2-3 touches by Montana State Billings take place. They do a good job of interrupting the flow, and by that very same maneuver, taking the momentum away from the Yellow Jackets. 14 minutes, 22 seconds left in this, the first half of play. You're watching GNAC TV, the Great Northwest Athletic Conference's Women's Soccer Championship. Up the field go the Yellow Jackets. Good turn that time by Loke, the first team all GNAC. Loke. Cleared back by Western Washington. Over to chase it is Kastelik, and she sends it out of bounds. We're going to have a few substitutions, it looks like.
Substitution for
Western Washington.
Now entering the game, number 15, Sophia Callis.
Sophia Callis will replace
Second substitution for Western Washington into the game, number 19, Taylor Holquist.
Malia Mack.
And leaving the game, number 21, Melia Mack.
And Taylor Holquist will replace another player. We'll tell you in a second who she is. And now, 2 more substitutions for Western Washington. So a total of 4 in the span of maybe a minute.
Substitution for Western Washington into the game, number 24.
24 enters the game, Becca Cates.
Out of the game, number 22, Stephanie Hamilton.
With 12 minutes, 47 seconds left in the game, Anna DeWeert
Number 17, Savannah Morehouse.
replaces Savannah Morehouse. Nillis pushing it upfield, recovered by Lubinecki. Good job that time by Holquist recovering the ball for Western Washington. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for the Vikings. 12 minutes, 14 seconds left in the first half of play. The throw-in ends up going out of bounds after a quick header from a Western Washington player, number 7 actually, Anna DeWeert. And now it's going to be Montana State Billings subbing.
Substitution for Montana State into the game, number 15, Ashley Mara.
Ashley
And out of
Mara,
the game, number 22,
number
Tegan
15,
Custer.
enters the contest, a senior from Las Vegas. The throw-in is there. The weird ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Yellow Jacket ball. The touch up field. Nellis. Now for the Yellow Jackets, Greenback. Greenback. Taken back by the Vikings. Webster. Collision of legs there, no call. Good decision by the referee. Spang. Greenback again. Chipper. Quickly controlled. It looked like it might just get caught before Hayden could control it, but that Montana State player just not quick enough on that one. That would have been very, very dangerous. Long kick upfield by Hayden. At midfield, the two teams seemed in a bit of a deadlock there. Miles, taken back by the Yellow Jackets. Along the right stripe it goes. Over to chase it is Griglio. Griglio, first on it is Sugars. Griglio perseveres and prevails, but the ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets showing a lot of fight despite being down on the scoreboard. 1 goal to nil, the lead for Western Washington. Ever since the 14th minute, a goal by Caitlin Jobanek from Springfield, Oregon. Throwing once again for the Yellow Jackets. Top of the box. Cleared quickly. Looking for it is Griglio once again. Instead, it ends up with some space for the Western Washington Vikings. And it goes out of bounds. A defender sees herself in a bit of a tough spot and decides to give the ball a chance to get to know the rest of the field a little bit better. Quickly the throw in to the back line of Western Washington. Sugars. Eight minutes, 46 seconds left in the first half. Nellis. Jobanek. And Hayden, the goalkeeper. A quick touch once again, a bit too short. Those have happened at least 2 or 3 times this first half. Western Washington needs to be careful with those. Along the stripe. And defensive labor, Kiana Ogden. Ogden turns, looking for Lubinecki. The ball goes out of bounds instead. It should be Western Washington ball. 8 minutes, 1 second left in the first half. Western Washington ahead of Montana State Billings, 1-0. Hallquist. Pelogi. Sugarts. Way up forward. A bit too long for that left winger, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will be goal kick for Montana State Billings. Montana State Billings players keep warming up. Western Washington players, with maybe one exception, are all sitting on the bench. Pushing it upfield for Western Washington was Jabanik. Trying a quick pivoting header was Hallquist. Over to chase it is DeWeird, battling with the Montana State player. Kind of like a battle of elbows in a way. Referee blows his whistle. It will be a free kick for Western Washington. Set plays, these can be dangerous. That's how the goal came about on a corner kick. We'll see what happens here. This is a free kick. 2 on the wall. 10 yards away. 9 meters 15 since we're in Canada. There's a kick. Far post. And headed away by the defender. The shot across. Still not cleared. And another header, this time over the crossbar. A good effort by Western Washington University, and the Yellowjackets having just the hardest time clearing the ball away from their own 6 after a set piece by the Vikings. 5 minutes, 55 seconds left in the first half. Western Washington still leading 1-0. A quick touch upfield for the Yellowjackets. Greenback. Taken back by the Vikings. And recouped once again by the Yellowjackets, but there's a whistle on the play. Foul called. It should be Yellowjacket ball. And it is. The lights that decorated our view near the water are still visible, but only barely, as they're covered by a thin film of fog. A long run along the stripe for Western Washington. Hallquist backing up that time for Cates. Cates and Sugarts. Switching it upfield for Webster. Over to the flank now for Pelogi. Ball goes out of bounds. Pelogi takes care of it. The quick touch upfield. Back to Pelogi now. Top of the box. The heel touch. Long kick upfield. Nellis. Switching over to the left now. Along the stripe she goes. Into Yellow Jacket land. Bertucci. Whistle on the play. And a quick talking to from the referee. With 3 minutes 51 seconds left in the first half, a free kick for Western Washington, which leads Montana State Billings 1-0. Long kick to the heart of the box, punched away by the goalkeeper. Waiting at the edge of at the top of the box now was a Viking player. Trying again, it was Hallquist. And now from 30 yards out, the shot with more optimism than accuracy by Aaron Russell. We see a couple of fans on the stands wearing a Viking helmet. I don't know how warm that could keep you, but it's quite stylish. Quite stylish to be sure, and it shows, of course, plenty of school spirit. Bellingham, of course, only about 20-25 minutes away from the Canadian-US border. So, as far as road games go, this is not too bad for the Vikings. Still, plenty of soccer left, plenty of stories yet to be told. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in the first half of this contest between Western Washington and Montana State Billings. Battling at midfield once again, trying to make some room between a sea of yellow jerseys. Shot, the weird. Backing up a little bit for Hallquist. The chipper! And with a bit of trouble and then some, the goalkeeper, Chloe Hups, clears it up. Very, very tricky shot. Back and to the right of the goalkeeper. Forces her to go for it at a bit of an angle there. That almost caught her by surprise. 1 minute 36 seconds left in the first half. And if it's about school spirit, it's not exactly the Viking horns, but we have some yellow jacket flags over on the well, to our right, towards the goal defended by Chloe Hups. So plenty of school spirit on both ends here at Terry Fox Field. Long kick upfield. Recovered by Western Washington. Trying to get to the box. A well-populated back line now for Montana State Billings. Only one player in Western Washington's half of the field. A shot from about 20-plus yards out by number 24 Becca Cates ends up in the hands of the goalkeeper Chloe Hups, and we have 25 seconds left in the first half of play. I want to thank you once again for joining us in this double header coming to you on GNAC.tv. And there's the countdown that tells us that this first half is about to become part of history. Montana State Billings trailing Western Washington 1-0. We'll be right back with the stats and a whole lot more. Don't go away.
Simon Fraser University is celebrating its 50th anniversary by counting down the 50 most incredible moments in Clan history. I'm Howard Sumura from The Province and theprovince.com. Join me each week to see rare videos and photos from the Clan's past. We'll relive events such as the first Shrum Bowl and look back at some of Canada's most amazing athletes during their time on Burnaby Mountain.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Terry Fox Field on the campus of Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, British Columbia. The fog has lifted. We have a clear view of the field again. And the stats that I'm holding in my hand give us a pretty good idea of what transpired in the first half. 10 shots for Western Washington. 2 shots for Montana State Billings. 5 corner kicks for Western Washington. No corner kicks for Montana State Billings. 4 saves for Montana State Billings. 2 saves. Half as many for Western Washington. The goal, of course, 13th minute. Caitlin Jobanek and a rebound header off of the goalie's partial save off of a corner kick. Set pieces have given Montana State Billings a lot of trouble early on in this contest. They struggled clearing the ball, especially within the 6. Western Washington, perhaps not the juggernaut some might have been expected, but then again, it is a playoff contest. The nerves are a little bit higher in that regard, and still a very dominating performance by the Vikings here in this first half. We saw much more of Chloe Hobbs than we did of Ashley Hayden, and when we saw Hayden, it was never, or I would say almost never, as busy or as hurried as we saw Chloe Hobbs. She really had to work in this first half of play. As the legs get tired and as the clock starts ticking, Montana State Billings will start playing another rival, not just the Vikings, but those red numbers over in the corner. We're going to start chasing the game, and that might make it a little easier for Western Washington to take advantage of those open spaces and perhaps execute a quick counterattack that might broaden the gap that just for now sits at 1-0 in their favor. We're almost ready to start here at Terry Fox Field in Burnaby, British Columbia, with the Yellowjackets taking care of business from left to right in your screen, and the Western Washington Vikings taking care of business from right to left on your screen. This is GNAC TV. You're watching the Women's Soccer Championship of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. This is game 2 of a 2-game doubleheader. Earlier on today, Seattle Pacific beat Concordia 1-0 in double overtime. The whistle has been blown. We're back in business. And now the Yellowjackets push the ball upfield along the right flank. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Western Washington. Along the stripe it goes on the left side. A good effort by Miles. Miles clearing some room. Looking for the head of Anna the Weird. A bit too long on the shot that time. Still, Anna the Weird perseveres. She's going to send it back into the box, and the shot right off the hands of Chloe Hobbs. But a good effort by Western Washington, bringing some danger from the left and from the right. Long kick up the field for Montana State Billings. Right. Cleared by the Yellowjackets, only partially. Recovered by the Vikings. Pelogi. Bit of a ping pong game at the moment. On the back line of Western Washington. Cates. Upfield. The half volley into the box. And before Pelogi can connect, Ms. Hups hits the deck and takes control. Hups. Right. Custer. Kastelik. And the goalkeeper for the Vikings, Ashley Hayden. Pelogi. The Weird. Trying to get to the touch line. Cleared back. Howard. Holquist for the Vikings. A good move that time. Pelogi enters the box and sent to the throw-in by number 6, Caitlin Loke for Montana State Billings. The throw-in will be taken care of by Taylor Holquist, a freshman from Vancouver, Washington. Second consecutive throw-in. Sending some instructions from the sideline. The Weird. Pelogi. Shot off. Whistle on the play. It should be a corner kick. And it is. Every single Montana State player defending this corner kick. Not a single one outside of the box, much less on the other half of the field. There's the kick right at the hands of Chloe Hobbs. Everybody backs up. Long kick upfield, straight up the middle, down the center alley. Pushed back by the Vikings. Twice. Howard. Trying to keep it alive. Ogden. Ball goes out of bounds. It should still be Yellow Jacket ball, though. With 40 minutes, 34 seconds left in the second half of play. Same rules as the first game apply. If Montana State were to tie this contest, we're going to overtime, 2 10-minute periods of extra time. First one to score during those periods wins the game. If we're still tied after the overtime, it goes to penalty kicks. But for that, a lot has to happen in this contest between Vikings and Yellow Jackets. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Vikings. A quick pivoting header by Coughlin. That one is Miles. Backing up a little bit. Now pushing it upfield. Over to chase it is Hamilton. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Vikings once again. Taken care of by Taylor Holquist. Along the stripe she goes, looking for Pelogi. Pelogi trying to pivot it over the head of Mara. Doesn't quite work. Griglio pushing it upfield for the Yellow Jackets. The quick give and go, a bit too long. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. "39 minutes, 1 second left in the second half. One of the flags there hits the deck. Sugars. Hayden. Custer for the Yellowjackets. Hamilton. Opening the game up a little bit. Looking for the weird. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Viking ball once again. With Western Washington holding on to a 1-0 lead over Montana State Billings. The weird ball goes out of bounds. It should be Montana State Billings ball. And it will be now Viking ball as the ball left the premises almost immediately. A quick header. The Vikings putting some pressure on the right flank through the weird. Have to back up quite a bit. Sugars opening the game up. That doesn't work. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for Montana State Billings. Pelogi. Cleared away by Custer. Trying again the Vikings to the top of the box. Looking for Miles. And first on it is Chloe Hops, the goalkeeper for the Yellowjackets. Long kick up the field. Pushing it back are the Vikings. Whistle on the play. Apparently there was a handball called against the Vikings. And right at midfield, the Yellowjackets will restart the action. A long kick to the top of the box. Partially cleared by Becca Cates. Whistle on the play. And it's going to be a free kick for Montana State Billings. About 20, maybe 23, 22 yards. The referee has apparently not asked still to stop the clock, so the clock keeps moving. Counts the 10 steps. And the free kick, maybe 20 to 21 yards away. Dead center. There's the kick over the crossbar, not a problem for Western Washington. The Vikings still leading 1-0 with 35 minutes, 42 seconds left in the second half of play. The goal kick. Scooped up in midfield by Miles. Miles and Cates. Cates and Sugars. Sugars and Hultquist. Back to Sugars. Hultquist. Miles. Scooped back by Montana State Billings. The quick touch to the left. A bit too long that time, but a good effort by Griglio. Should have perhaps been a little more selfish there. She had some room ahead of her. Instead, she chose for the pass that allowed Western Washington to scoop the ball back and retain control. A clearing after the throw-in. Good maneuver by Sugars. Miles. Hultquist. Marked by 2. Along the stripe it goes. Off to the races is Miles. She endures a rather spicy elbow there. Backing up for her own goalkeeper. Sugars. And doing the same thing once again is Nellis. It's been a clear game, a clean game so far. We haven't had a single yellow card, I believe, this entire tournament. as we approach the 13th minute mark here in the second half. Along the stripe on the right-hand side goes Lubinecki. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for Western Washington. There's the throw-in. Lubinecki on marking. The shot across kind of ran out of room there. Ball went out of bounds. And it will be a goal kick for Montana State Billings. Excuse me. Clearing away back into Montana State territory is Webster. Further up for the Vikings is Pelogi, top of the box. Miles, Pelogi, opening the game up a little bit. Shot across, and the upright saves Montana State Billings from an even deeper hole in the scoreboard. Ball just bounced off the upright there, and it will be a goal kick for Montana State Billings. 32 minutes, 9 seconds left in the second half. Pushing the ball upfield, the Yellowjackets. Looking the time for Griglio. Recovered by Western. Over on the left flank goes Miles. Cleared away quickly by Coughlin. Throw in for the Vikings. Hallquist. Back to Hallquist. Cross shot to the top of the box, and penetration from behind one of the stoppers there by number 7, Anna DeWeird, goes over and out. Goal kick for Montana State Billings, which has seen its gate threatened a couple of times in the last 2 minutes. Sugarts. Ellis. Cates. Hamilton. Across midfield. Recovered by Montana State Billings. Kicked way upfield for Kastelik. Kastelik into no woman's land. Nobody there but the goalkeeper, Ashley Hayden. Hayden taking her time. There's a kick that's low. Scooped up by Miles, marked by 3, still pushing upfield. A good through ball that time. Beautiful ball on the left side. Hallquist, the shot across, and Miles sends it wide. Good triangulation, good movement on the ball between number 19, Hallquist, and impressive athleticism by Miles. Let's not forget that she was the one who started the play that ended up with Hallquist delivering that shot to her. So after she started the play at midfield, she ran all the way to the heart of the box to be the recipient, so to speak, of that cross shot for Hallquist. There's Sugarts and Hayden sending it upfield. Pelogi off to the races. Is she going to be able to get a shot across? Ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Western Washington. 29 minutes, 9 seconds left in the second half of play, with Western Washington leading Montana State Billings 1-0. Shot across coming. And over and out. Throw-in, make that a goal kick for Montana State Billings. Don't forget, folks, that the winner of this contest will play once again on Saturday at 1 p.m. here at Terry Fox Field against Seattle Pacific. The winner of that gets an automatic berth to the NCAA Division II West Regional Bracket. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Western Washington ball almost to midfield. The Weird. Shading over to the center. Now pushing it upfield. Looking for Pelogi. Pelogi trying to shake off a marker. Cleared upfield now. Ball goes out of bounds. Pelogi trying to get a shot across. 3 waiting in the box. The shot. Go, 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 go! And the Weird for the 2-0 for the Vikings. 27 minutes, 40 seconds left in the second half of play, and Western Washington takes a 2-0 lead. And the Weird off of a cross shot from Pelogi, I believe. 12 or 13 yards or so, nothing the goalkeeper could do. It was an absolute rocket. And now the Vikings lead by 2.
Substitution for Montana State. Now into the game number 14, Brittany Greenback. And coming out of the game number 2 will be Quiglio.
Number 14 for Montana State has entered the game. Brittany Greenback, one of the starters, I believe, has returned. Miles. There's Montana State entering the box. Shot across. Oh, and the crossbar saves Western Washington. Less than a minute after the second Viking goal. A good strike that time. Rattles the crossbar. And perhaps serves notice that this game is anything but over. We'll see. 2-0. Many people consider it to be the most deceitful, most dangerous score in soccer, because one little mistake can switch the momentum like that. That second goal seems to have lit a fire in the spirits of the Montana State Billings players. They seem to be running with a little more brio, a little more gusto now, and with good reason. They have 26 minutes and change to turn this game around. That was Coughlin on this throw-in, sent back by Miles. Coughlin once again. That one's Custer. Spang. Taken back by the Vikings, only partially, because there's Custer recovering. Mack. And the sideline. Throw-in. And a substitution.
Now into the game number 15, Sophia Callis.
Number 15, Sophia Callis, enters the contest. A freshman from Boise, Idaho.
Aaron Russell. And leading the game, number 19, Taylor Hulquist.
Taylor Hulquist just left this contest. Replaced by Aaron Russell from Briar, Washington. A quick touch. Way back for Sugarts. Now pushing it forward. Flag is up, offsides. None of that counts. It should be an indirect free kick for the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets. 24 minutes, 35 seconds. left in this second half, and now it's 2-0 lead for Western Washington. The first goal, 14 minutes into the first half, Caitlin Jobanek. The second goal, and the weird, just 4 minutes ago. Whistle on the play. It's going to be Western Washington ball and an indirect free kick. Long kick upfield by Hayden. Taken back by the Yellowjackets. Over chase it and defensive labor is Sugards, Sierra Sugards, the sophomore from Federal Way. Good triangulation that time. Pushed upfield into Montana territory. A good through ball looking for Miles. A bit short though. Trying again. But by then the Montana State defense had replenished itself. Way too populated. Trying again for Montana State Billings is Spang. Spang and Greenback. Greenback and, ooh, almost. Recovered by Jobanek instead. Jobanek, and now sent out of bounds. Throw in for Western Washington. 22 minutes, 53 seconds left in the second half, with the Vikings leading the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets 2-0. We had a substitution for Western Washington. Chelsea Jackson enters the contest, defender number 20 out of Surrey, British Columbia. Spang, the turn, the shot, and the hands of Ashley Hayden. 22 minutes, 13 seconds left. So far, the 2-0 lead, a fair assessment of what's gone on in this contest. Western Washington has dictated the pace. Montana State Billings has brought some danger, but mostly off of counterattacks. We've seen the closest opportunities of goal come from Western Washington. But like we said before, there's a lot of soccer left, and there's a shot from about 25, 27 yards out from Western Washington that the goalkeeper, Miss Hobbs, has no trouble controlling. Greenback, straight up, right, or to chase it. First on it is Ashley Hayden. 2-0 lead for the Vikings. The weird. Touch the back. Taken back by the Yellowjackets. This one's got some room. 30 yards, the shot, and the stop by Hayden, who can't quite control. I believe it was a shot from Brittany Greenback that sends it to the corner kick for Montana State Billings. If Montana State Billings can make something happen in this, the last 20 minutes of this game are going to be insane. Here's a corner kick. First one of the game for Montana State Billings.
Hi. I'm cold.
Cleared away by the Viking defense. The Yellowjackets are going to try again. Chipper out of the box. This could be interesting. The header! And another corner kick, and Miss Hayden has to stretch all 5 feet 8 inches of her body to catch up to that one. "19 minutes, 46 seconds, and some tense moments for the up until now rather placid back line of Western Washington. Here's a shot. Cleared away. Sugars. And now Hamilton. Quick counter in the making, perhaps.
So I kind of want to do
There's a pitch over to the right flank. And before the forward can catch up to it, the defender for the Yellow Jackets looks like Loki from up here. Loki sends it to the throw-in. Throw-in for the Vikings. 19 minutes, 5, 4, 3 seconds left. Throw-in. Cleared away quickly by the back line of Montana State Billings. Still in Yellow Jacket territory. Kicked up field on the right side, looking for perhaps Miles. And cleared away by the defense. Hanses. That one's Sugars. Sugars. That could be dangerous. The clearing ended up going in the other direction. Kastelik. Spang. Greenback. Top of the box. Oaks. Recovered by the Yellow Jackets. Are trying mighty hard to bring some danger now. The touch. Spang. And the hands of Ashley Hayden. 17 minutes, 51 seconds left in the second half. Western Washington leading Montana State Billings 2-0. You're watching GNAC.TV, Game 2 of a 2-game doubleheader. The winner of this game plays Seattle Pacific Saturday at 1 p.m. right here at Terry Fox Field in Burnaby, British Columbia. A battle of wills there, and a good takeaway that time, and a stop, and let's see, they have an empty netter there, and finally, no, still can't control it. My goodness. Number 15, Sophia Callas, had 2 or 3 opportunities, and Chloe Hobbs under siege and then some. Had to get back up, get down, get back up, and take care of business any way she could to keep this 2-0 score. We have 2 substitutions. Western Washington. Savannah Morehouse returns, the Bunny Lakes player, senior from Bunny Lake in Washington State. And so does Jobanek, returning once again for Western Washington. Battling it all along the flank is Coster. Coster recovered at midfield once again. A long shot from about 50 yards out, and Miss Hayden controls. "15 minutes, 57 seconds left in the second half, with the Vikings leading the Yellow Jackets 2-0. Whistle on the play. Foul called. It's going to be a Viking ball. A charge from behind seems to be what the referee's talking about. Now the referee takes the steps, demands that the wall imitates her. 3 on the wall for this kick by, it looks like, Emily Webster. Close to 40 yards. Webster over the crossbar. Another substitution coming for Western Washington. 15 minutes, 15 seconds left. 24, Becca Cates. Number 16, Emily Webster leaves the contest. So Becca Cates, the junior from Poulsbo, Washington. Quick pitch that time. Entering the contest, and the chipper goes wide. And clearing it away, number 23, Sarah Coughlin. Throw in for Western Washington. Taking care of this one is Aaron Russell. And the shot across from Caitlin Jobanek bounces off a defender, and it will be a corner kick for Western Washington. 14 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second half of play. Western Washington leading Montana State Billings 2-0. Tight shot! And almost an Olympico. Almost an Olympico that time by number 24, Becca Cates. A corner kick goal. That would have been just the icing on the cake for these Vikings here in the second half. There's Cates. Sugarts. Hayden. Almost taken back by Coughlin. Ball goes out of bounds, and Coughlin will take care of this for the Yellowjackets. 13 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second half. Western Washington leading Montana State Billings 2-0. You're watching GNAC TV, bringing you live soccer action from Terry Fox Field in Burnaby, British Columbia. The Great Northwest Athletic Conference and its Women's Soccer Championship. Lubinecki. Koster. Bounces off a defender. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Yellow Jacket ball. Coughlin. Once again bounces off a defender. Partially cleared by the Vikings. Koster into the box. Scoot back by the Vikings. Once again trying is Greenback. Greenback cleared away partially. Oh, a collision there between a player from each team. They both are vertical once again rather quickly, so nothing serious then. And throw-in for Western Washington when we have 11 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock in this second half of play. Throw-in for Western Washington once again. Coughlin, and a third consecutive throw-in for the Vikings. Russell. There's Russell again. That doesn't quite work, and a throw-in for the Yellowjackets now. Coughlin from Billings, Montana. Howard, taken back by Morehouse for DeWeird. Trying to get a shot across. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Western Washington.
You know, the same stigma.
Right?
Jobanek. Shot across. Oh! Taken away by the goalkeeper and taken from the goalkeeper, and the shot on the turn there with a very tight angle, so it's not surprising that it didn't go as expected for the Vikings. Very, very tight angle. But still, another close call for the gate defended by Chloe Hops. 2-0 lead for Western Washington with 9 minutes 39 seconds to go in the second half. There's another throw-in. Pelogi. Pelogi once again to the heart of the box. Callas. Callas. She gonna turn? She does. Hansen. Hanses. Backs up a little bit. 30 yards. The shot and the stop by Chloe Hops, goalkeeper for Montana State Billings. 9 minutes left. 9 minutes for Montana State Billings to even things up at the very least, if not take a lead here in Burnaby. Cates doesn't quite connect with the forward there, so it's going to be a goal kick for the Yellowjackets. Long kick upfield, recovered by Western Washington, touched upfield by Morehouse. Morehouse looking for Pelogi. Ball goes out of bounds, throw in for the Yellowjackets. Don't forget to join us, folks, 1 p.m. on Saturday from Terry Fox Field right here in Burnaby, British Columbia for the final of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference's Women's Soccer Championship between Seattle Pacific University and the winner of this contest, which is so far 83 minutes old. About 7 minutes to go here. A quick counter by the Yellowjackets, opening the game up on the right side. Entering the box, the shot bounces off a defender, and trying again for the Yellowjackets is Howard. And now the clearing by the back line of the Vikings. Off to the races. It looks like Hultquist backing up, top of the box, over the crossbar. A good effort by Morehouse. Lightning quick counterattack that time. And action on both ends of the field here late in the game, with the Vikings leading 2-0. The Weird. Mac. Battling it out with Lubinecki. Lubinecki prevails. Pushing it for Koster. Lubinecki. Quick give and go into Viking territory. Good effort that time. Loki. Trinsa. Whistle on the play. Foul called. And it should be a free kick for the Montana State Billings Yellowjackets. 5 minutes, 59 seconds left in the second half of play, with the Vikings leading 2-0. There's the kick. Out of the box, the header, over, and no, it's still in play. And it should be a corner kick for Montana State Billings. Five minutes, 27 left. We've seen stranger things in soccer than losing a 2-goal lead. Shot from the inside the 12. Let's not forget that a few years back, it was Miles from the Vikings that scored with 10 seconds to go to send the game into overtime in one of these very tournaments. Here come the Vikings once again, pushing the ball upfield. Pelogi, recovered by the Yellowjackets. Coughlin, pushing it upfield into Viking territory. 4 minutes, 47 seconds left. Vikings trying once again to put this game away. Cates. Pelogi. Cates. Straight upfield. No connection there. Cleared away by Kastelik. Kastelik and the sideline. Throw in for the Vikings. Four minutes, 17 seconds left on the clock. Kastelik recovered by Morehouse. Trying to gain the touchline. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be goal kick, and it is. Chloe Hups for Montana State Billings. Should perhaps hurry a little bit more than she is right now. Long kick up the field. Recovered by Western. Off to the races is DeWeird. Shot across. The touch. 12 yards. Bounces off a defender. Trying again. Goal, 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 goal! Goal, 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 goal. And this should do it for Western Washington. 3 minutes, 32 seconds left. And the Vikings have taken a 3-0 lead. With the goal, we'll tell you in a second who scored it. It looks like number 12, Jobanek, but I'm not entirely sure. It is number 12, Jobanek, her second tally of the day.
Number 12, Caitlin Giovanni. Goal with the 87th minute.
87th minute, so 3 minutes and change to go, but this lead is pretty insurmountable with that kind of time left. So it looks like for the third consecutive year, we're going to have Seattle Pacific and Western Washington duking it out in the finals. And trying for Montana State Billings, Coughlin. Straight up field, good through ball that time. Playing like way up for line. The goalkeeper leaving her goal unattended. Let's see if number 15, Mara, can catch up to it. She can, but by now, Hayden is back on goal. 2 minutes, 29 seconds left. And 2 goals of Jobanek. And 1 goal by DeWeird. Put Western Washington in the finals of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference's Women's Soccer Championship. The last 2 years, Seattle Pacific has prevailed on penalty kicks, 4-1 the first year, 5-4 the second year. If this result holds, and with a minute and change left, it looks like it will, we're going to see round 3 of that heavyweight bout. One minute 33 now left in this contest. DeWeird. Cleared away by Montana State Billings. The Vikings, as Morehouse can't catch up to it. Here comes there's Morehouse once again, opening the game up, entering the box, the right side, the shot! What a rocket that time! And it's 4-0 Vikings. 4-0 Vikings with a minute and 5 seconds left. And this one is more than over, folks. We'll tell you in a second who scored it. Looks like number 7 and DeWeird, so that'd be 2 goals each. What a rocket that was. What a rocket that was. 54 seconds left, and Western Washington has taken a 4-0 lead over Montana State Billings. Clearing the ball away now for Montana State Billings, sending it out of bounds with half a minute left. And a throw-in for the Vikings. You're watching GNAC.TV, the second of two semifinals of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference's Women's Soccer Championship. There's the countdown, 5 seconds left, and this one is history. Western Washington will meet Seattle Pacific once again for the third year in a row in the finals of this tournament, Saturday at 1 p.m. When we come back, we'll have post-game interviews and stats and a whole lot more. Don't go away. This is GNAC TV. Thank you for being with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Terry Fox Field in Burnaby, British Columbia, as we have witnessed the polar opposite in the second game of what we saw in the first game. In the first game, we had to wait 108 minutes to see a goal. In the second game, we saw four goals within the first 90. Western Washington, I think we would agree it's the fair victor in this clash between the Vikings and the Yellowjackets. Not just because of their offensive firepower, but their willingness to create, their willingness to make something happen, their airtight defense, and a good overall performance. Montana State University deserves a lot of credit. They were picked to finish, I believe fifth. No, I'm sorry. They were picked to finish third in this year's preseason poll, and they did not disappoint. They did finish fourth, tied for fourth, and they needed a win in the last day to qualify, but they're here, and it's become almost habitual to see them at least fighting for a spot. And that speaks of a strong program. Western Washington will now play another strong program, Seattle Pacific. These two programs have become the class of the GNAC over the last few years. We've seen them time and time again, if not both of them, at least one of them, making it to the finals and making runs at the NCAA West Regional bracket. For Western Washington, it's another win and a record that gets more impressive by the day. They are now 12-0-1. They have yet to lose a game this year. So, as we wait for the head coach and for one of the star players of this contest, we have to congratulate not just the winners but also the teams that did not make it to Saturday's contest. With Western Washington and Seattle Pacific moving on after two contest that pitted them against Concordia, a newcomer to this league, and against Montana State Billings. What expects us on Saturday? Well, two teams that know each other really well. Two teams that know each other's weaknesses. Two teams that can score in bunches, and two teams who are going to put on quite a show, without a doubt, starting at 1 p.m. Now we have on the line, we have Caitlin Jobanek. Caitlin, can you hear me? Caitlin, can you hear me? We're having some technical difficulties here, folks. Please bear with us. We're going to interview the scorer of two of the goals by Western Washington in today's 4-0 victory over the Montana State University Billings Yellowjackets. Before we go to the interview, we're going now. We're ready. We're ready. Caitlin Jobanek is on the line with us. Caitlin, can you hear me? Caitlin, can you hear me? Okay. Well, while we wait for Caitlin Jobanek, let's have a quick review of what went on today on this contest with the Yellowjackets and the Vikings. We had the first goal by Caitlin Jobanek, 1-0, 14 minutes into this contest. The second goal by Anna DeWeird earlier in the second half. Then we had the third goal, once again Jobanek, and the fourth goal, Anna DeWeird. It says a lot, I think, by how lopsided this contest was that in the third and the fourth goal, the players barely even celebrated at all. They felt that confident that the game was theirs at that point. When Montana State University tried, it really did bring some danger to the gate defended by Western Washington. However, goals are what counts in this competition.
Okay, here we go.
Kaylin,
Is that better?
and now we have Kaylin Jobanek on the line. Kaylin, can you hear me?
Yes.
First of all, congratulations on a fine victory. What made this team put on such a strong performance over Montana State Billings?
We just came out 100%. We've been wanting to get back to the GNAC final and win it this year, so just that motivation.
Now you have an old rival in Seattle Pacific waiting for you at 1 p.m. What are your thoughts on meeting them for the third year in a row in the finals of this contest?
It definitely is a rivalry, and we're really excited to play them again.
Now, when it comes to this contest, what did Montana State Billings do that gave you trouble, even in a 4-0 contest?
They sat back in the first half, which for us, we looked to get the ball in to our forwards' feet, and it was a little bit difficult. And in the second half, they definitely high pressured, which put a lot of pressure on us. So I think we connected and took care of that pressure.
Now, if you'll allow me 1 second, I want to look at the stats here for 1 minute. And Anna DeWeird scored 2 goals also, same as you did. What can you tell us about watching her performance today?
Oh, she did great today. She worked really hard and did exactly what we needed her to do.
Now, the back line of this team, Sugarts and Nillis and all of them, they seem to be playing with a great deal of self-assuredness, very certain, very clear on the ball, very clean. What can you tell us about how this back line has progressed over the years and putting yet another shutout on the board?
Yeah, Sierra and Delaney definitely play really well together, and our whole team's confident in our defense, and we all get behind the ball, and it's a team effort, definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Caitlin. That was Caitlin Jobanek, the author of 2 of the 4 goals for Western Washington today in their 4-0 win over the Montana State University Billings Yellowjackets. That gives them a ticket for the third year in a row to the finals of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference's Women's Soccer Championship. As we wait for the coach, the head coach of the Western Washington Vikings, Travis Cannell, will... do we have him? We have Coach on the line. Coach, can you hear me?
Yes, how are you doing?
Good, sir. Good, sir. Congratulations once again on this victory. What allowed you guys to put on such gaudy numbers on the board?
Well, we're happy with the result, and it was a team effort today. We knew we had to get off to a fast start. Montana State, very well coached, very organized defensively, hard to break down, and so getting to that good start and getting the goal early helped open them up so that we would have more chances towards the end of the game.
Now, what can you tell us about the performance of the two women who scored the goals, Jobanek and the Weird, 2 goals apiece?
Yeah, fantastic play by them, well deserved. Caitlin has been doing it all year, and has really, a lot of her quality has turned into assists and goals late in the season, which has really helped us. And Anna, just fantastic game off the bench. When you can have players come in like that and make an impact the way she did, not just with the 2 goals, but with the way her energy and the way she defended high up the field, that's fantastic. I mean, she has one of the best shots on the team, and if you give her space, she's going to smash it like that.
And that's exactly what she did. Some of those shots were rockets into the back of the net. Now, you mentioned that she gives the team a spark off of the bench. How important will it be in what's sure to be a very, very tough game in a couple of days against Seattle Pacific?
It's going to be vital. I mean, you've seen these games before. These are 2 teams that are talented. They know each other really well, so they know there's not going to be any tricks or anything. Everyone is going to be prepared, and so players are going to decide this game. Players are going to step up and make plays, and someone's going to be a hero. And we've got players like Anna and Caitlin and many other on our roster that can be that player.
Now, the last 2 finals of the GNAC tournament have gone to penalty kicks. Will there be a special emphasis? Has there been a special emphasis on practicing those?
It's the same as every year. You prepare your team for all the things that could happen. But both teams want to finish this in the regulation this year.
Yeah, for sure, without a doubt. Coach, congratulations once again, and thank you for being with us.
Thanks so much.
All right, that was the head coach of the Western Washington Vikings, Travis Cannell, and this will be the final interview of the night. Thank you so much to both of the coaches and both of the players that chose to speak with us tonight. And this is the end of our broadcast today. We started early, very early, at 4 p.m. Now we're approaching the late evening hour, and we thank you once again for being with us. I'm Sebastian Moraga on behalf of the entire team here at Simon Fraser University. We bid you good night, and we hope to see you again on Saturday at 1 p.m. for the final of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference's Women's Soccer Championship. Once again, I'm Sebastian Moraga. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.